Hello students, here the first question says, given below are two statements. Statement 1, in pteridophytes, the main plant body is sporophyte called prothallus. Now when we look into this statement here, we understand that in pteridophytes, the main plant body is a sporophyte, but that sporophyte is not called prothallus. Prothallus here defines the gametophytic phase and not the sporophytic phase. So we can say the first statement is incorrect statement, and the second statement says the sex organs in bryophytes develop in the sporophytic phase of the life cycle. Again, this is also an incorrect statement. The sex organs or the gametangia always grows in the gametophytic generation and not in the sporophytic generation. So the correct answer for this question is both statement 1 as well as statement 2 are incorrect, which is in option number 2. Then question number 2. Here question number 2 says select the correct features of bean plants. So they have given list of characteristic features here. We have to select which is the correct one. Flowers have 5 petals of variable size. Yes, it is true. Beans show vexillary type of estivation where you have a standard petal, 2 lateral petal and a keel petal. So the first feature is correct. Second, the seed contains endosperm at maturity, which is incorrect because bean plants are non-endospermic in nature. The endosperm is completely utilized by the developing embryo. So it is non-endospermic. So the second feature is incorrect. Third one, the flower can be divided into two similar halves only in one particular vertical plane. Yes, they are zygomorphic. We mean zygomorphic here. And beans are zygomorphic in nature. So this is a correct feature. And then the next feature says stamens are arranged in 2 bundles. Yes, in beans it shows diadelphous condition. The stamen are arranged in 9+1 bundles. Then so this is also a correct feature. Then E says leaves are arranged alternatively with all veins of same size. This is incorrect. So here they have asked find the correct option. We know A, then we have C, and then we have D. All 3 features are correct. So the correct answer will be option 4. Next question. Which of the following cannot take place in the cell cycle of a male honeybee? Here we need to understand that the male honeybee is haploid in nature. So which is N. So here we can say that replication of DNA will take place, yes, during cell cycle, cell division. Here male honeybee undergoes mitosis instead of meiosis, so there is replication of DNA. Production of haploid cells, yes, again this is true. Recombination between non-homologous chromosomes, this does not take place because this is seen only in meiosis. Recombination is seen only in meiosis, whereas male drone honeybees do not undergo meiosis. So this is incorrect. Then we have replication of centriole. Again, this is possible. Then formation of cell plate. Again, this is incorrect because cell plate is seen in plants and not in animals. So here we see the correct options are A, B and D here, and the incorrect ones are C and E. And here they have asked us about the incorrect ones. So here our answer will be option 4, C and E. The correct option is option C and 4 because they have asked you which cannot take place in honeybees. Then next question, identify the incorrectly matched pair of types of organism and the diseases they cause. Looking into the first one, the organism is fungi. They have given white spot on mustard leaves. Yes, it is caused by phycomycetes. Then ringworm, wheat rust, you can see wheat rust. Then so here this is the right one. Then we have option B where we have bacteria, which they say citrus canker, tetanus and flu. Here flu is not caused by bacteria, whereas these are caused by bacteria. Option C says virus, mumps, smallpox, herpes. Yes, everything are caused by virus. Again we have the last option which says protista, sleeping sickness, malaria and amoebiasis. Yes, we have paramecium, sporozoans as well as entamoeba histolytica, all of which are protozoans. So here the correct answer will be option B because that only is having a mismatched pair. where flu, which is caused by a virus, is given under bacteria. The next question is, in an onion plant, the diploid number of chromosomes is 16. How many chromosomes would be present in scutellum, endosperm, nucellus and polar nucellus of nucleus of the central cell respectively? Now here we need to note two things. One is respectively, so you have to go by the same order here. When we talk about scutellum, scutellum is nothing but a monocot cotyledon. So here we'll first mark the ploidy levels. So the ploidy level of scutellum will be 2n. The ploidy level of endosperm will be 3n. Then nucellus will be 2n. Then we have polar nucleus, which is n. So we say n plus 1 because we have two polar nuclei. So here we know that 2n is equal to 16. So the haploid ones will be 8. So we know scutellum is 2n. So scutellum ploidy will be 16. Then we know endosperm is 3n and we have n as 8. So 3n will be 24. Then we have nucellus again 2n, which is 16, and then polar nuclei, which is n, 8. Now coming to the options here, option A says 16, 16, 16, 8. No, not the one. Then we have 8, 16, 8, 16, again incorrect. Then the third one says 16, 24, 16, 8. Yes, now this will be your right answer. The last option is 24, 16, 8 and 16. So here we have got 16, 24, 16 and 8, and option C says the same. So the correct answer will be option C. The next question, which of the following are generally not physiological effects in or influences of auxin? Here we need to understand it is not. So the first one, initiates rooting in stem cutting. Yes, it is a physiological effect of auxin. Then we have promotes flowering in pineapple. Yes, correct. See, suppose they give you flowering and fruiting in pineapple, then it becomes ethylene. But here they have mentioned only flowering in pineapple, so it is under auxin. Then third one, promotes adventitious shoot formation. No, this is not a physiological effect of auxin. Instead, it is a physiological effect of cytokinin here. Then promotes xylem differentiation, again a physiological effect of auxin. Then E, promotes bolting. Now this is not a physiological effect of auxin, instead it is a physiological effect of gibberellic acid. Now they have asked us to choose the correct answer, which means which is not the physiological effects. We have C, which is not a physiological effect, and E, which is not a physiological effect. So the correct answer will be option A, C and E only. The correct first option says C and E. So the correct answer will be C and E only. Next, which of the following is not required for a molecule to function as a genetic material? See, in molecular basis of inheritance, we have properties of genetic material where 4 properties have been mentioned, where we see which is the best fit for a genetic material. Is it DNA, how it works as fulfilling the characteristics. Similarly, RNA, how it fulfills the characteristics. So here the first option says it should provide the scope for slow changes, mutation required for evolution. Yes, correct. Where we see DNA undergoes slow mutation, whereas RNA undergoes faster mutation. Then it should be able to generate its replica. Again, we have seen DNA undergoing replication. So yes. Then third option says it should be reactive chemically but structurally stable. Now here, this half of the statement being structurally stable is right, but here they have mentioned it should be reactive, but it should be non-reactive. It should be non-reactive and chemically and structurally stable. So this is incorrect here. Then we have the last option. It should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian characters. Again, this is also property. So the correct answer is option C, since they have asked which is not required to function. So the answer will be option C here. Question number 8 here says you have given a picture here which is depicting a stomatal apparatus here. They've asked to identify the incorrect about the given labeling A, B, C and D. So first of all, we'll see what A, B, C and D are basically. So we have A denoting your subsidiary cell, B denoting your guard chloroplast, C denoting your guard cells, and D is the stomatal opening. So we have here A, which is denoting the epidermal cells, modified epidermal cells, which we call it as subsidiary cells. Then B, denoting the chloroplast in the guard cells. And then C denotes the guard cells here. And D denotes the stomatal opening. So keeping this in mind, when we see, they say that A is a special type of mesophyll cell that possesses large number of chloroplasts. Here the word mesophyll makes the statement incorrect because subsidiary cells are not modified mesophyll cells. Instead, they are modified epidermal cells. So this statement here proves to be wrong. Then usually B align themselves along the walls of the mesophyll cells. Yes, they are true. Chloroplast. So this statement is right. Then we say C is dumbbell shape in monocot. Again, the statement is true. C is what? Guard cells. They are dumbbell shape in case of monocots and they are kidney bean shape in case of dicots. Opening of D regulates the is regulated by guard cells. Again, yes. So the opening and closing of stomata is regulated based on whether the guard cell is turgid or flaccid. So all these three options are right. So the incorrect one will be option A and the correct answer is also option A. The next question here, we have matched the following with list 1 and list 2. They have given a list here where they have denoted living cells of complex plant tissue and they've given a list of tissues here. So we have to match it here. Now when we say complex plant tissue, when we talk about complex tissues, two things come to our mind. One is xylem, the other one is phloem, and they have clearly mentioned living complex tissue. So when I see here, what is a living complex tissue? So we'll start with list 2 here. Bast fibers are nothing but they are phloem parenchyma here. Sorry, phloem sclerenchyma or phloem fibers. Then we have hypodermis of dicot stem, which is made up of parenchyma. And then we have hypodermis of monocot stem, which is made up of sclerenchyma. And then finally we have xylem parenchyma here. So when we talk about complex plant tissues, we have xylem and phloem only. So again we know sclerenchyma are dead tissue. So A will be option 4 here, xylem parenchyma. Then we have dead cells of complex plant tissue. Again complex plant tissue, we are talking about xylem and phloem here. So this will be bast fibers will be B. Living cells of simple plant tissue, we have parenchyma here, hypodermis of dicot stem. And then dead cells of simple plant tissue, we have hypodermis of monocot stem. So we have got here A as 4 and we have got B as 1, C will be 2 and D will be 3. So when we look into the options here, we have option 1 saying A3, B1, C2, D4 and we have the only option at option number 2 having A4. So with that we can come to a conclusion. A4, B1, C2, D3. Option 2 is the right answer. Question number 10 here says which of the following plants is considered to be most advanced? The first one here is Polysiphonia. We know Polysiphonia is a red algae. Then we have second one Polytrichum. Now Polytrichum is a bryophyte. Then we have Ulpia, which is an angiosperm. And then we have Salvinia, which is a pteridophyte. So we need to check here that out of these, which is the most advanced one. So when we look into the thing, we know that angiosperms are the most advanced one. So the correct answer for this question will be option 3, Ulpia, which is an angiosperm here. Thank you.